So I was telling people as we came in, there was this lovely idea that Nina had that each person just take a very short time so we can get to the Pilates, but say your name, where you're from, where you teach, maybe where you're certified, just so we sort of know background. And then Ali will give a little bio, although maybe you already read it on her website, and then we'll get going. So thank you all so much for coming, and Ali for teaching. Why don't we start with Jane? And I'll just go across and tell you guys, ask you as you go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jane Moser. I live in Oakland, and I'm recently, well, not that recent, but sort of, certified through Power Pilates, which is how I met Allison. I had bridged into that program from JC before that stopped, and I'm loving learning the classical system. And I've been in the fitness dance industry for almost 30 years now, probably a little longer than that. And I'm just so happy to be here.
Thanks, Jane. Young, why don't you tell us?
Hi, everybody. My name is Young. I did a Power Pilates comprehensive certification under Allison years ago, and then now I live in Boise, Idaho. I'm teaching at Forte Pilates in Boise.
Great.
I'm happy to see you guys all.
Yeah, happy to see you. Nina, oh, sorry, you have more, sir?
No.
You're all set. Okay, great. Nina.
Hi, I'm lucky enough to have studied with both Allison and Allie and Nicole and in Los Altos, and Marta, Sarah, and I did our Real Pilates certification program together. So I'm newly certified as October, even though I've been practicing about 15 years. And I'm so grateful to have teachers like Allison and Allie and Nicole as mentors to learn from the best. So thank you.
Thanks, Nina. And you're teaching in Monterey Contrology now.
Yes, sorry. I'm teaching with Allie at Monterey Bay Contrology, and we get to open the studio on Wednesday. We're so excited for privates only.
Great.
And I worked with Lindsay too in her capacity as healer.
So nice.
I'm so excited to see her.
Nice. All right, Stella next on my grid.
Stella, and I've been in the fitness industry for a long time, still do that sometimes, but mostly Pilates now. And I'm certified through Dorte from Seattle. I've known Allison for quite some time now. I'm grateful to have her in our area. And I have my own Pilates studio in Burlingame called Up Pilates Burlingame.
Great, thanks, Stella. Mercy, you're next up.
Hi, I'm Mercy. I have my own studio here in Milpitas. Nobody knows where Milpitas is. It's in California. And my studio's been around since 2001. And I train through North St. John, Turning Point Studios.
Great, great. Thanks, Mercy. All right, Laura.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Sefcovic, and I have Pilates 580 in Oakland. Jane, we'll have to meet.
Yes.
Because I'm in Oakland. It looks like you're in Montclair area by the house.
Actually, I'm downtown Oakland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll have to meet anyway. Very cool. Oh, and I did the bridge program with Allison, and I consider her my mentor also. A long time ago I did it. And that's it for now.
Great. Thanks, Laura. All right, Vicki, you're next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vicki Bauer, and I was a ballet teacher for about, 40 years, and a dancer in that life, and became a nurse. I'm a registered nurse, and I wanted to get out of that, and the gal that I was taking Pilates from at the time introduced me to Allison. And I did my comprehensive program through Allison. And yeah, she's my mentor. And then I also met Allie through that too. And I had the amazing opportunity to work for Allie last year for an entire year and mentor under her, which was fabulous. I do have my own studio at my house in Gilroy, California. So I don't know if you guys know where Gilroy is, the garlic place. And I'm back to nursing right now just because of circumstances with, you know, husband's furloughed and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm just really grateful to be in the Pilates community and the classical community, and that I met Allison and all the wonderful people that I've met.
Great. Thanks, Vicky. All right, Danny, you're next on my grid.
Oh, hi, I'm Daniela Malva, and I'm up here in Foster City, California, and I got certified over Power Pilates with Allison and Emily at that time, also teacher trainer. Good to see you, Em.
I got Emily. Hey, Emily.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. I mean, and also Ellie was at that time at the program. I didn't know that she was a teacher. She was pretending to know nothing. She was great at that. And I love what I do, and I'm grateful that I can do it even at the moment more or less while all over Zoom, and I can only tell I'm ready now for Hollywood. I wasn't before, but I'm also glad that maybe all can go back to the studio to Belmont. So lovely to see you all, and I hope we have a very nice workout, right, Ellie? You will.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you, Danny. Patty.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Patty Reed. I did my comprehensive certification with Allison 8 or 9 years ago, I guess. And I am a part-time instructor at Peak Performance Pilates Collective, downtown San Francisco.
Oh, with Jennifer Stacy?
Yes.
Oh.
And that's about it.
Great. Thanks, Patty. Lindsay, you're on.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you all. I'm in my home studio here just outside of Boston, but I met Allison and Emily and some of you guys when my husband, who's now sharing an office space.
Hi, hubby.
I love sharing space with my husband. So we have our little home studio here, which is now, you know, a playground for our toddler and Steve's workspace from home. But, you know, we're really grateful to have that. And we miss California. We miss all of you guys so much. I started out as a massage therapist. It's been 18, 19 years now. And Pilates has definitely helped keep me in business, and I definitely am not doing enough right now, so this is wonderful to have this opportunity to all get together and move. Just moving in any capacity is so needed right now, so thank you all for being here.
Thanks for coming, Lindsay. All right, Anna, you're next.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I was trained at Power Pilates in New York City, and I've had the privilege and the great time to go to Allison's studio. That was the first studio that I found when I came to California 21 years ago. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for teaching, Danielle.
Great, thanks, Anna. Emily, can you unmute?
I don't see Emily.
She's on your grid.
I'm
Go ahead, Em.
Hi,
so
Emily.
great to see. Hi, everybody. Those of you I don't know who don't know me, I'm Emily Goldenberg. I used to work at Allison's studio, trained by Romana and Bob back in, I don't know, 98 to 2000. And I have not been teaching Pilates for the past almost 2.5 years. I've been working in solar and loving it and missing all of you, and my body really misses Pilates. When I wake up with the cranky back and I'm like, oh God, I wish I could just get on a reformer right now. I don't know. It's really been, I've really been missing it. So these online classes are such a gift that all of you teach. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Em. And Marta.
Hola, everybody.
Hola.
I did the certification with Allison, my first one, and Emily was my first teacher when I didn't know English. That was a tough math, man. And last year I did another certification in Los Altos with Real Pilates, Nichols. And yeah, really happy to be here. And Ali, thank you for today. And thank you, Allison, to make that happen.
All right, thank you. Everyone, please mute except Ali. And Ali, you are on. And if any of you have to leave early, we understand. But otherwise, we'll open it up at the end again. All right, thanks.
Okay, everybody, welcome. My name is Ali Daniels Edwards, and I received my certification from Romana in March of 1996. And shortly thereafter, I did all of my hours with her, but shortly thereafter, I needed a job. And despite everyone saying, don't go anywhere near the Pilates studio on 74th Street, to me, it was a consistent job with like a paycheck and that they would schedule all the clients for you. And I went there and I had the incredible blessing of working with Bob. And I didn't know him at all before I went there, and I spent a few years up there, and it really was, you know, looking back on all the years that I've been teaching, it was such a fundamental, like monumental time to learn how to teach alongside him, and to be in a studio where you just got the most random people coming in, and it shaped and molded who I am as a teacher. I moved to Los Angeles in 2002, and I somewhat lost touch with Bob, although he did come a few times. I did some workshops with him in Los Angeles, but it wasn't until I relocated to my hometown of Carmel in 2012, and shortly thereafter got reconnected with Allison, that she brought Bob back into my life. And for that, I am incredibly grateful. Coming back to California and coming home, the connection that I have been able to have with Allison and reinvesting in my teaching has been so important. So I am just so happy to be here today. I'm going to put it on gallery view so I can be here, see you. One thing I would like you to do is just look into the screen and see that you can see your mat, because if you can see your mat in the screen, it means that I can see you. And unless you don't want me to, that's okay too. The other thing is I'm going to stand up while I teach. I'm not going to demonstrate unless it's necessary, but I do use the tool of spotlighting people. So if you look on the screen suddenly and see yourself up there, it means you're doing something fabulous. And I just want to use you as an example. So don't be shocked. Don't think that something's wrong with your computer. You are on mute, but if anyone has a question at any time, throw up your hand. This is a learning opportunity for all of us. And the last thing I'll say is I'm just grateful for all of you guys to be here, because I work mostly with seniors. And so I don't get the opportunity to teach Magic Circle Mat like we're gonna do today, okay? So I know everybody is lying down, but what I'd like you to do is take your magic circle and stand up. Before we begin, listen to your body. So especially in this Zoom type situation, listen to your body. If anything we do feels awkward or uncomfortable, leave that exercise out, okay? What I'd like you to do is stand at the front end of your mat. So the mat's behind you. Stand with your heels together, toes slightly apart, and take the magic circle into your arms. So your thumbs and your fingers are on the same side, and I want you to reach the circle in front of you and glide your shoulders onto your back. Now, standing nice and tall, bring an awareness to your feet, and I want you to feel the 4 points of the foot. So from the knuckle of the big toe, draw a line up to the inside heel of the foot, across to the outside heel of the foot, back up to the knuckle of the pinky toe, and come back across to the knuckle of the big toe, and feel that box. With the shoulders onto the back, you can take a gentle, light squeeze of the circle, cross one foot in front of the other, and lower yourself to the mat with control. Good. Lie all the way back on the mat. Reach the circle in your arms and just stretch your arms overhead, lengthening the legs nice and long, and reach the body in two opposite directions. So you're stretching your arms behind you, allowing the back to arch. reaching your legs long, just taking a stretch. And Stella, we're lying down on the mat now. I think you might have frozen. So bring your arms overhead, place your magic circle just between the ankles, just above the ankles to set up for the 100. Bring the arms long by your side, float your head off the mat and extend your legs to the high diagonal. Vigorously begin pumping. Inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts, 10 deep breaths. Now, as Bob would say, legs should be on the horizon. And keep pumping. Good, this is your cardiovascular wake up. Reach and pump those arms above the abdominal plane. With the legs, you're hugging the midline. Deep breath in and a deeper breath out. Good, 10 repetitions, you are counting. Legs or feet are long, toes are not tight. Reach everything long, hugging the midline. Draw those abdominals in and up. Breathe deep. Good. When you've reached 10, bring the knees in and take the circle in your arms. For the roll up, we're going to do 8 for the roll up. Extend your arms up to the ceiling. Let's do a few hugs and plugs. Now you're going to have your circle like this, so it's rounded this way. I want you to reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling and glide your shoulders onto your back. One more time, lengthen fingers up toward the sky, shoulders lift off the mat, and glide the shoulders onto the back. Now hug the midline of the legs together, flex the feet. Reach your arms back overhead. Inhale as you lift your head off the mat, curl to round up, squeeze the circle as you stretch forward to your toes. Inhale, draw the abdominals in and up as you lower, shoulders glide onto the back, lift the arms and stretch them back. Repeat, inhale, curl it up. Draw the abdominals in and up as you exhale to stretch forward. Press those heels into the floor. Repeat to lower back and reach. One more, just like this. Inhale, curl it up. Exhale, stretch it forward. Draw the abdominals in and up as you lower with control and lift up. Now maintain that precision, but let's just make it flow a little more. Inhale up and exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale, reach. 3 more on your own. Now don't skip vertebra. If you need to, bend the knees, soften them as you can work that lower abdominals into the mat. Good, keep it working, keep pressing those heels. When you have completed 8 total, readjust your head and make sure it's on your mat. We tend to slide back. Now take the magic circle between the ankles for the rollover. We're just going to do 3 of these. So you place that circle right above the ankles, press your palms into the floor, shoulders on the back. Now lengthen your legs out to 45 degrees. Now lift your legs overhead on 1 with legs parallel to the floor, flex the feet, hug the midline as you lengthen the spine 1 vertebra at a time to return. Out to 45, overhead 2. Now flex the feet and hug the midline of the legs as you melt through the back 1 vertebra at a time. Neck is long. 1 more time. Overhead you go. Now squeeze, draw, hug the midline as you melt 1 bone at a time. Take the magic circle in your arms. Lengthen your legs long on the mat for a moment, and we're going to set up for the single leg circles. Now shoulders on the back, fingers reaching straight up till the ceiling. Bring your right leg straight up to the ceiling and anchor that hip on the mat. Now press that left heel into the floor, no sunshine under the leg. Keep the hips anchored as you circle the leg across the body, around and up 1. Across, around and up 2. For flow, circle 3, circle 4. And circle 5, reverse, open to the inside and up 1. Now check your box, keep it moving, 3 for flow, but keep those shoulders stable, keep the hips stable. Don't let the extended leg move, keep it anchored, and scissor switch the legs. Other side, start by anchoring that hip, find your box. Now reach across, around and up, across, around and up, and 3 for flow. Draw those abdominals in and up, keep your box, and reverse the direction. Sorry about that. Keeping the shoulders on the back. Reach those fingertips long. Keep it nice and plugged. Good. And lengthen that leg long to the mat. Transition with a roll up. Now for rolling like a ball, there's 2 kinds that I like. The first one is the one I learned from Romana. You're going to place the magic circle just above your knees. So you're gonna bring it, if you can see me, you're gonna bring it right above your knees, good, and slide your hands underneath your knees. Now, walk yourself back to come up and find your balance, good, and curl your chin into your chest, rounding your back. Let's do 4 of these. Hands are under your knee, Daniela, and rock back. It's right between your inner thighs, and bring it up, good, and rock it back, and curl it up, and rock it back. Curl it up one more time, come up and hold. Now, take the magic circle in your hands. Bring the magic circle parallel to your shins, but don't let it touch the shins. Now, round deeper into a ball. Maintain this position and roll for 4. Little bit lower, Jane. Lower it down on, there you go, and keep it flowing. Beautiful. Nice, Lindsay. Shoulders on the back now. Don't let those shoulders become earrings. And good. And when you've completed 4 of those, bring your feet down. Now hands by your hips, press all the way back to lie down. With the magic circle for the abdominal series of 5, I want you to bring your shoulders on your back, bring your knees into your chest. Now, with your circle in your arms, peel and lift your head off the mat, bringing that circle. And now reverse bicycle the legs for the single leg stretch. And out, in, and up. Good. And we're going to do 8 total. So 1 and 1. Yeah, there you go. Keep it flowing. Deepen and curl. That's it. Use the abdominals, not the quads. Bend the knees in and lower yourself for a moment. Good. Now I want you to take the magic circle just above the ankles. Bring your hands behind your knees and come up to a tabletop position, peeling your upper body off the mat. So the magic circle is in between the ankles on the inside of the legs. Now, peeling yourself up, inhale, reach your arms to the high diagonal, extend your legs to the high diagonal, circle your arms and bring your hands under the knees as you scoop to come in. Inhale, lengthen and stretch. Exhale, circle the arms to hug 8 times, reach. Exhale, draw the abdominals in and up and reach. Exhale, bring it in and up. Keep going to 8 and bring it in and up, good, and stretch. Exhale, draw it in. Keep it flowing, good, with breath. Make sure that your feet are not working too hard and really hug the midline as you bring those legs in and lengthen that tailbone. When you've completed 8, rest yourself down. Take the magic circle in your arms again. I want you to bring your legs straight up to the ceiling and peel and lift your upper body off the mat, reaching the circle long. Now, lengthen your right leg long toward the mat. And you scissor switch the legs without a double pulse. Now, make sure you don't hit the circle at all. You're just scissoring the leg, lengthening the leg without bringing it to the circle. 8 of these, and 4, 5, and 5, 6, and 6, 7, and 7, 8, and 8. Bend the knees in and pause. Good. Let's take the magic circle above the ankles for lower lifts. So on the inside of your legs, bring your hands one palm in the other, bring them right behind the nape of the neck. Now peel and lift your upper body off the mat. Press your feet to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen your legs long and hug the midline as you lift up back to home. Inhale, lengthen to 45. Exhale, lift to home. And reach and bring it up. And reach and bring it home. 4 more. Good work, everybody. When you've completed 8, take a rest a moment. Bring your knees in, give yourself a hug. Okay, now for the last one, for the crisscross, keep your magic circle right up above the ankles. Now take your hands behind your knees and I want you to come up to a tabletop position. See if you can get the tips of the shoulder blades off the mat. So peel yourself up. Can you maintain that and bring one hand in the palm of the other right behind the nape of the neck? Now take your right elbow and lift and twist it to your left knee. As you come back to center, extend the legs long. And twist to the other side, elbow to knee. As you come back to center, lengthen the legs long. Let's just do 4 of these. 1, and center, and 1, and center. Good. Keep it moving. That's it. Now try to get the tips of the shoulder blades off the mat. Have fun with this. Just try not to collapse. And when you've completed 4, bend the knees into the chest and rest. Good, good, good. Lengthen your legs long. Take the circle in your arms. Bring your arms straight up to the ceiling and transition with a roll up. Now, spine stretch forward. Open the legs just wider than the shoulders, toes to the ceiling, knees to the ceiling. Take the circle in your arms. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale as you grow. Exhale, curl the chin to the chest, nose to the navel, crown of the head to the knees as you stretch forward and reach. Inhale, stack the bones, and exhale, sit up nice and tall. Repeat, chin to the chest as you exhale up and over. I'm doing this on 2 breaths for this first 2. Stack the bones and exhale, sit tall. Now on a single breath, inhale, grow, exhale, up and over, chin to chest, nose to navel, crown of the head to the knees. Reverse that and right away go forward for 2 more. Good. Come up nice and tall. Fun, challenging version of the open leg rocker. Bring a circle in your arms still, and I want you to lean back and just float the legs up to your V. Keep the circle close to the legs, but don't touch the legs, and rock back and come right away up. 1, 4 of these, and rock back. Keep it close and bring it up. When you've completed 4, I want you to place the magic circle just above the ankles, and then you'll hold the legs. For 4 more. Good work, everybody. Come up and find your balance. Release your arms and lower with control to the mat. Bring your legs up to 90. Good. Now let's bring the arms a little bit wider to 45 for a tick-tock. Now you're hugging the midline of the legs. Take your legs to the right, take your nose to the left. Use the abdominals to bring everything center. And take your legs to the left, nose to the right. Scoop from the powerhouse to come back to center. And 1 more time each side, tick-tock. And bring it home, just the tick-tock, reverse. And bring it home. Now walk your arms in close to the body for the corkscrew. Lift the legs up and overhead. Navel twists in the direction that you're rolling. Come around and up 1. Arms long by your side, hug them to the sides of the body and circle around and up. And reverse it, circle around and up. And 1 more set so you are complete. Circle around and up. And reverse, around and up. Take the magic circle in your hands. Lengthen your legs long, transition with a roll up to come up for your saw. Now open the legs again, just wider than the shoulders to the outside frame of the mat. Keep the circle in your arms. Now anchor those hips into the mat. As you anchor your hips, lift and grow out of the waist. I'm gonna have you twist up and away from your left hip and then reach forward and saw to your right foot. It's not quite as wide as we do without the magic circle. Inhale, lift up and away from your right hip and saw off the left as you reach 2, 3. Rise and twist. Exhale, deepen and saw. Anchor through the hips, anchor through the heels. And good, keep it going. Lift to twist. Exhale, deepen to saw. 2, 3. 2 more full sets on your own with breath. Make sure the legs are internally rotated, that they're not flopping out to the side. Flexed feet, draw the toes back toward the knees. Good. Sit up nice and tall. When you've completed that, bring your arms and legs in front of you and lower to the mat with control. Okay, lying on your stomach for the swan. I want you to lie on you're gonna take your magic circle and I want you to bend your elbows and bring your circle flat on the mat. Okay, so you're gonna take it flat on the mat and bring your hands and bend your into that 90 degree, which is gonna be the same position that we're gonna do when we get to the single leg kick. I want you to give a little pressure together, lift your chest and sit up as tall as you can. From there, let's circle the neck in one direction, all the way around and up. And reverse, circle in the other direction. Now from there, only if it's available to you, shoot your arms out in front of you and do the swan for 3. And 1, and 2, throwing that circle overhead, melt all the way to the mat and sit back to the heels and take a deep breath. Lengthen and breathe. Come back onto the stomach and set up again for the single leg kick. It's the same position. Your magic circle is flat on the mat, one hand on the outside. Now from there, I want you to glide your shoulders onto your back and lift your chest. Anchor the hips on the mat and lift the abdominals. Bend the right leg and kick twice. Lengthen that leg. Left, kick, kick, and lengthen. Right, kick, kick, stretch, lengthen, left, kick, kick. We flow, kick, kick, switch in the air, kick, kick. Now no bouncing, stabilize that upper body. Glide your shoulders onto the back, lift your chest and hug the midline of the arms. Draw everything together. Good, one more set. And lower all the way to the mat. Now you're gonna take the magic circle behind you. Rest it on your back. Actually just rest it down. Now take one hand on each handle and draw your elbows toward the mat. If it's available to you, walk your hands higher. There you go. Now, with anchor through the hip bones, legs are long, kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen the legs, open the chest and shoulders and stretch. And bend in again, look the other way to kick 1, 2, 3. Open the chest and shoulders, lift from the abdominals as you reach. And repeat, 2 more sets. In. Without any bouncing here, draw those abdominals in and up, anchor through the hip bones as you lengthen. And repeat. It's looking good. Elbows draw toward the mat as you lower. And on the last one, we're going to take the circle in your right hand and bring it all the way around to the front, only when you finish. And good. And then when you're done, you can melt to the mat. Bring your hands by your ribs and sit back to your heels. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Just lengthen your spine. Let your knees open. Draw your abdominals in and up as you breathe. Deep breath. All right, let's come on up and set up for the neck pull. Now I like to place the magic circle again on the floor right at my ankles. So your feet are parallel, toes to the ceiling, knees to the ceiling, and your circle is on the floor. Good, yes, very nice, like young, right there. That's exactly right. Now once you're in that position, take one hand in the palm of the other, right behind the nape of the neck, and sit tall. Imagine you're sitting right up against a brick wall. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, curl and round forward to the knees. Inhale, stack the bones as you sit up nice and tall, lift to the high diagonal. Now hug the midline, energy through the heels as you melt to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. Inhale, curl it up. Exhale, up and over to stretch forward. Inhale, stack the bones as you sit tall, lift to the high diagonal and lower tail, waist, and ribs. 1 more for precision. Peel it up. Now your feet are flexed and you're hugging the midline of the legs, and try not to migrate back as you lower with control. Nice. Use your hands if you need to walk up and down the legs. We flow. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale tall. Hug the midline of the legs as you melt. And curl it up and over. Stack the bones as you sit tall and melt to the mat. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Press those heels, energy through the heels. Hug the midline of the legs as you melt to lower all the way to the mat. Good. Shoulder bridge, take the magic circle in your arms. Now this is, there you go, this is very similar to your single leg circles. So feet are parallel, they're in as close to the hips as you can. That's safe for your knees, and your feet are parallel. Bring the circle right above you, shoulders onto the back, and plug those shoulders. Now, anchor through your feet. Same thing we talked about in the very beginning. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift the tail, the waist, and the ribs up to your high diagonal. And from there, melt to the mat, ribs, waist, and hips. Repeat this 2 more times. Peel and lift off the mat. Legs are apart, but you're still in a parallel position, and melt to lower. 3rd one, bring it up and hold. Now, let's take your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Flex, lengthen that leg to the floor. Point, kick to the ceiling twice. Flex, lengthen to the floor. And kick, kick, lengthen and reach. Bend that leg in and change legs. Extend up to the sky. And flex, lengthen as you lift the hips. Kick, kick, lengthen and reach. Kick, kick, lengthen and reach. And when you've completed 3, bend that leg in and lower the ribs, the waist, and the hips. Good. Place your circle down, bend your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Hug those knees in. Good. Hands under the legs and rock yourself up to sitting for the spine twist. Spine twist is the same as your saw. Think of your saw. I want your shoulders on your back, nice and square. Hug the midline of the legs. And we twist on 1, twist a little more, and center on 3. Good. And twist, and center. Good. Lift and center and twist and twist and center. One more set. And good. And then center and melt to lower to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Good. All right, so jackknife, bring your circle right above your ankles. Bring your arms long by your side. Listen to your body. Now find your box on the mat. Press your legs up. Now lengthen your legs out to 45 degrees. And let's bring your legs overhead on 1. Jackknife your legs up to the ceiling on 2. Now see your toes as you hug the midline, lowering to the mat 1 vertebra at a time with a long neck. Out to 45, overhead, jackknife to the ceiling and up. Reach those fingertips long as you melt, hugging the midline of the legs. Last one, out, over, and up. And lengthen, hugging the midline of the legs as you melt 1 vertebra at a time. Beautiful. Turn over and face the computer for your sidekick series. I want you to use the back edge of your mat so that your elbow, shoulder, and hip are in a straight line. Take your magic circle in front of you, and you're going to take your top arm and bring it onto the top of the circle. Bottom of the circle's on your mat. Now plug your shoulder. Keep your shoulder nice and plugged. Anchor through the bottom foot and float your top leg off. Now front to back, bring your top leg forward, keeping your hips stable. And now lengthen back and stretch. Slight external rotation as you bring that foot forward with a little pulse. Internal rotation as you lengthen back to stretch. 1 more for precision. Kick twice to the front. Lengthen, stretch, and reach. We flow for 5. Kick, kick, slice the air and stretch. And kick, kick. Don't let that leg lift to the back. Keep those hips stable. Keep it moving. Reach and kick, kick, and reach and kick, kick, and reach. Good. I want you to take the magic circle and bring it down to your ankle. The bottom leg goes over the inside of the circle. Top leg comes on top. Now, once you're there, I want you to flex the feet and anchor your hips again, nice and solid. Good. Now, for 10, press and hold. Resist to lift. Press and hold. Resist to lift. Good. Now, check that your powerhouse is that you're not arching your back. Your ribs aren't jutting out. You're keeping everything breathing into the back ribs to keep a nice long line. 10 times from the inner thighs. And when you've completed 10, you're going to take the top leg to the inside of the circle. And then you do outer thighs, drawing away and resist to lower. Drawing away and resist. 10 repetitions. Breathing. Good. Now, let's try that fun challenge of getting your legs to the outside of the circle. So bring the top leg on top, and then you're going to shift your feet back to try to slide the bottom leg out and bring it on the outside and come back to center. Once you're there, hug the midline of the legs and float both legs off the mat. And lengthen to lower. And float up and hold obliques. And lengthen to lower. Bring it up. And lower 2 more, 5 total. Last one. And lower. Good. Let's sit up and go right over to the other side. So still facing the computer, set yourself up on the other side. All right, with your hands, arms are plugged, holding the magic circle. Glide the shoulders onto the back. Find your box, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, now in a vertical plane, and bring your bottom foot flex, take the top leg forward, little pulse, kick, kick. Now lengthen that leg, stabilizing your trunk, and bring it forward with a pulse, kick, kick. Lengthen and stretch. Slight external rotation to the front, internally rotate to the back, flow for 5, kick, kick, and stretch. Double kick, lengthen to reach that leg, and 3, and stretch, and 4, and stretch. 1 more, 5. And stretch. 1 leg on top of the other. Place the magic circle at the ankles. Take the magic circle, on top and underneath. Good. Now, Nina, it should be, your bottom leg should be on the inside of the circle. Okay, once you're there, now flex the feet and get the legs nice and even. From your inner thighs, press, lengthen, and hold. And resist. Good. And press and hold. And good. 10 repetitions. Resist to lift. Good work, everybody. Nice. Gorgeous. Looser toes a little bit, Daniela. There you go. And only when you've completed 10, you'll take the top leg to the inside for your outer thighs. Now that leg comes in and draw the legs away, press away and resist and press away and resist. And when you've completed 10 of these, we're going to try that nice rotation to slide the top leg back to bring the bottom leg on the outside. Come back to center first before you hug the midline and lift both legs. And lower. And lift both legs. And lower. Good. And 2 more. 1 more. Good. Okay. Lie on your back, bend your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. Have the circle close to your arms because we're going to hold on to it for teaser number 1. Bring your knees into your chest and have the circle in your arms. Glide your shoulders onto the back, reaching the arms straight up to the ceiling. Now inhale, peel and lift your head off the mat and round up to teaser number 1. So your arms reach toward your legs and you come all the way up. Good. Now leave the legs there and melt your back toward the mat. And bring it up again, 2. And lower to the mat with control. And bring it up, 3. Place the magic circle above the ankles. Reach your arms long and lower, lift the legs. Lower the legs and lift, squeeze to lift up. And lengthen and lift. And 1 more, lengthen and lift. Take the circle in your arms again. Reach the arms to the sky and melt everything to the mat for teaser number 3. Bring everything up with control. Float the arms to the ceiling and melt everything to the mat. 2 more times. Curl up with control. Draw those abdominals in and up and melt to the mat with control. Gorgeous, really nice. And curl it up. Emily, it looks great. And lower with control to the mat. Gorgeous, you guys. Turn over onto your stomach and let's go swimming. This one I hate. Bring the circle perpendicular to the floor and bring your hands 1 and 2 right on top of the circle. Now, glide your shoulders onto your back and lift your chest up nice and tall. Look over the circle. Bring your right arm up and your left leg. And switch. And switch. And switch. You're above the circle. We pump, lifting off the circle. Bounce off the circle. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. 1 more deep breath. And melt all the way to the mat. Hands by your ribs and sit back to your heels. Good work, you guys. That one is a lifelong practice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's stretch it out with the mermaid. Come on up to sitting. Let your magic circle go. Bend your legs in. Bring your hands on top of the ankle. Bring your left arm in front of you. Glide that shoulder onto the back and bring your arm straight up to the ear. Inhale, float up to the high diagonal. Big exhale as you lift up and over to the high diagonal. Inhale, sit tall. Now lengthen to the ceiling. Exhale, lift to the high diagonal and keep reaching toward the wall. Arm is plugged to the ear. 3rd time, lift to the ceiling. Exhale, reach to the high diagonal and keep stretching all the way to the floorboard. If you want, you can bend the elbows so you deepen that stretch. Press it out and come up to a T. And let's counter stretch. Keep your hips even, Steven. And come all the way up. Hands behind you, teaser the legs up and over to the other side. Bringing it in nice and tight. Bring your other arm in front of you, shoulder on the back, plugging right up to the ear. Now breathe into those back ribs as you lift up and lengthen to the high diagonal. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, reach to the high diagonal and stretch even further. 3rd one, lift up as high as you can. Exhale to the high diagonal, reach for the wall, lengthen to the floorboards, bending the elbow to deepen the stretch. and reach to the T and counter stretch up and over to the other side. Good. All right, for the sake of time, I want you to go right into your seal. No magic circle, just go right into your seal. Hands dive into the inside of the legs, hold on to the outside of the ankles. 8 repetitions. Now really press those knees against the elbows and the elbows against the knees. This is to open up the lower back. 8 repetitions, and if it's available to you, come all the way to standing on the 8th one, obviously. And I think we're supposed to finish at 12:15, right, Allison? All right, so when you're done, come all the way up to standing. Let's finish with 1 set of push-ups, just for the heck of it. Now stand up and stand at the edge of your mat. Come back to that position we started with the heels together, toes slightly apart. Bring your arms straight up to the ceiling. Now you're going to round forward, hands to the head, chin to the chest, walk down the front of the body, walk out on 4. Now find that plank position, shoulders on the back, and bend and straighten 1. Bend and straighten 2. Bend and straighten 3. Lift chin to the chest. Walk it back to the toes. Walk up the front of the body. Bring your arms up to the sky. And good. And open. Now face the computer if you can, so you can see the screen. I want your heels together, toes slightly apart. And we're going to just finish standing with your heels together, toes apart. Bring your arms up in front of you. 1. Turn your palms out, press the air away as you lengthen to the side. If it's available, add a balance. Press through the heels as you lift to the ceiling. Turn the palms out as you grow taller. And float to lower. 3rd one, inhale up. And exhale to lengthen. And lower with control. And just find that anchoring of the feet that we talked about in the very beginning. Knuckle of the big toe, inside heel of the heel, outside of the heel, knuckle of the baby toe, and back across to the big toe. You're centering your weight on your feet and growing tall, up and out the top of the head. Great work, everybody. Good job. Nice work.
Thank you so much, Allie.
You are so welcome. It's weird not having, I mean, I have it in my classes all the time, but they're not as fast, to not hear, people breathing, you can't, it's like silent. So,
A little strange,
all
right?
visuals.
Great. You guys can unmute yourselves if you want, please.
Does anyone have any questions? Anything? Okay.
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you for a great workout.
Yeah, thank you. I needed that.
Good work, you guys. It's so nice to, I mean, like I said, I mostly teach elderly people, so getting to teach some teachers was fun.
It really is, isn't it? Wow. So you guys, if you don't mind if I do a couple of still shots and put them on afterwards, let me know if you don't want them. I try to make sure that no one looks bad in them. I just
We're all doing our hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's just kind of nice to see the community and stuff. I think it's really great. If you don't want to, let me know. Email me, text me, and I'll fade out your box, because that's okay, and fade out your name, because totally up to you with privacy. Next week, Siri Galliano is going to teach a reformer class. So any of you that have access to a reformer that want to take, she is very well known, and as I said in the newsletter, very independent, very unusual character, and kind of fun to hear a different point of view. I don't know if any of you have ever worked with her, and she does a big bear festival that she's doing this fall, and so it'll be fun. Let me know. I'll send you guys the link.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison. Thank
Bye,
you so
Marta.
much.
Bye.
Lindsay from Boston.
Miss you, Lindsay.
And
I'm from
Boise
Boston.
Young. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, Young, it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see everyone.
Yes.
To
very
be a
much.
part of this. Thank you.
Thanks.